I'll show you how it's done. Shazam!
Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to our channel here at Underdeveloped, and today we have a movie review for you guys for the, I guess, highly anticipated film, Joker, Folie, Deux. Quick note, I had the pleasure of working for the New York unit of this film for like 2 months, up in the Bronx, and well, our office was in Jersey, was in the Bronx. Yeah, so it's cool. So very secretive, couldn't read the script, so I don't know what it's about beforehand. I just knew it was a jukebox musical, and that was really it. Anyways, okay, so let's get into this movie.
I think I very much like this as a duology. I kind of really don't want to see a Joker 3. Given the ending, I kind of doubt there is going to be a Joker 3. But even if they do want to go through that, I'd be against it because I like how this movie, this movie kind of forms a cycle, like a thematic cycle with the first one. Because the first one was very much about a man who is turned into a monster by the society that has forgotten him. And the sequel builds up upon that, being like that same man also inspires other people to be worse. He inspires people to embrace the worst aspects of themselves, and that's something just very real. It makes the themes of these two movies a cycle. One bleeds into the other, and I like this as a duology because of that. As for the actual musical elements of this movie, I do think it is a bit of a miss. Not because I think the idea of this being a musical is bad, but more the musical sequences themselves were pretty uninspiring, and Joaquin Phoenix's singing voice is not quite there. Lady Gaga has a good singing voice, but she's not given enough material to work with, as she's given these very basic songs that everyone's heard of a million times and no one's really interested in hearing.
Yeah, you have Lady Gaga in this movie, a multi-platinum award-winning artist. You know what I mean? Who's proven that she can make original music for scripted content, because she did it for Stars Born. You know, Bradley Cooper helped a lot with the songwriting actually, but even though and that song became a top 10 hit. So, you know, and she actually released an album too. I don't know if it's just a soundtrack or if it's like a song inspired from the movie, but it's a Harley Quinn album.
Nice.
Sure, says an actual album coming out, but that's later on. But so I'm like, I didn't hear it, so I don't know what it really entails. But I'm like, why not create original music? Why? Because I heard it was jukebox musical on set, and it's like, why? It's like, when I initially heard the idea, way before I even worked on this movie, like I thought it was gonna be just a regular musical. I'm cool with that. Some new inspiring tunes, high school, like, you know what I mean, like High School Musical, whatever else. Like, but this is just it kind of takes out the splendor of what it can potentially be.
Yeah,
I feel. And also, by the way, this is a side note, as someone who actually worked on this project for the 2 months that I did, because just the New York team, this was mainly shot in LA. Like all the Arkham scenes on LA. They even made certain parts of the city look like LA. But I can show you all the courthouse stuff, especially the exteriors from all New York.
Yeah.
But anyways, but I can attest to you, Joaquin, and I heard when I was working on the movie, Joaquin and Todd Phillips didn't even want to do this movie. They were pretty much pressured by Warner Bros. To do it because the first one made so much goddamn money. Yeah. So they didn't even really want to do it. No. Even though Thomas wrote the script, he didn't really want to do the second. He liked Joker 1 is, you know, a thing by itself.
I think that's why it's even a musical in the first place. Like, Joe, fuck it. If I have to do this, I'm going to just have fun with it. I want to make a musical. Let's ice out some music.
But after Lady Gaga did Stars Born, I was really optimistic about that idea.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, he's someone that's really in his head, the main character, Arthur Fleck. So that could really play into the fantasy. Because that's the character between Harley Quinn and Joker in this movie. She's hooked on his fantasy, and she thought that he was on his ride with her. Like, she was someone that did nothing with her life, she felt. And he did something great with his life. So she just feels that, like, so she was really, she really thought it was peas in a pod. So she really wanted to, like most women sometimes, like to force something quick. That hasn't really had the time, and she's more obsessed with what she wants and what she thinks he is. That she's not really looking at him. And when she got that glance at him, she's like, "Oh, this nigga's a loser, whatever. I'm donezo." She was out very quick. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that relationship. So if you come in this movie thinking you can get a Harley Quinn and Joker love story, it's not.
No. If anything, I'd say their romance is more like. If anything, it more reflects like the feedback the first movie got, the fan base of the first movie, the people who got really excited and into it, the people who oversimplified it and just oversimplified it the way that Harley Quinn oversimplifies the Joker in this movie. So like it reminds me a lot of those bros who like took the wrong lessons that movie and idolized the Joker, even though he's supposed to be a victim of the society around him and not some great hero. But so I thought this whole movie is probably just about that response, like a response to that response of the public.
It feels like a lot of these people that viewed him a lot of these like extra characters in the movie were pretty much a manifestation of all the fan base from the first one.
Yes.
Because it wasn't a good thing that Arthur did what he did in the first movie, but we're trying to understand him. That's the whole idea. You know what I mean? How society can create monsters by its horrible conditions, like how we portray New York in the first movie being so fucking filthy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
It's filthy.
And his mother disregarding him, mother being psychotic. You know what I mean? He's a man who just wants to find a place in the world, who feels so alone and lost.
Yeah.
And he finally thought he found that person in Harley Quinn, and it turns out that just lies. She loves the Joker.
Yeah.
She loves and everyone else loved the Joker, what he represents. That's why the movie ended with him realizing Joker's not real. I'm just Arthur. Anyone can be the Joker. Mm-hmm. And that's the whole point of Joker, because Jokers have one of the most ambiguous backstories.
Alexa off. Yeah.
Is one of the most ambiguous backstories ever, because Joker represents chaos. That's why in The Dark Knight, the Joker wasn't really have an identity. He always kept giving fake stories because it's not about the person.
Yeah.
Joker is an idea. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And in The Dark Knight Rises, they play with the idea that Batman is an idea. Anyone could be Batman.
Yes.
So they kind of, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the Batman plays with the idea of what the idea of Batman is.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is very much the whole Batman franchise is very much about identity and forging identities and the perception of other people. That is very prominent throughout a lot of these stories, comics, movies. It happens a lot.
Mm-hmm. And I think this movie is actually necessary because I feel it really completes the Joker character arc perfectly.
I think
this
so
is the perfect two-parter.
Yeah, I completely agree. This fantastic duology. Never make a third one, please.
It wouldn't make sense.
No,
he completed the story. He told the story's inversed.
Yes,
from what was done in the first movie. They inversed the whole idea. Whole idea is that like now, like me and Nick was talking about this earlier after we watched the movie for the first time. We already said pretty much the way the movie ended up, where the place ended up, is kind of shows you like. The first one's kind of how society creates these monsters, but now it's also kind of being a celebrity is like. It's kind of like people projecting their fantasies and their ideas of what you are onto you without really knowing who you really are.
Yeah.
A Star Wars was kind of like that too, because the main character Bradley Cooper played Jackson Maine. He was kind of going through that too. You know what I mean? Like kind of being like a thing. Like this, like one of the first scenes, like Lady Gaga when she first meets him calls him Jackson Maine. He's like, people just call me Jack. Like people just call me Jackson Maine. Like it's a one thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a brand, like a title. Because we call other celebrities, we call them by their whole name.
Yeah.
Like you're Jason Bateman, who I worked with. You're not Jason, you're Jason Bateman. Mm-hmm. Or you're Will Smith. You're not just Will or Willard, you're Will Smith.
Yeah.
You're not Willie, you're Will Smith. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because that's what celebrities are. They're brands. And Joker became a brand. Joker was kind of visualized as a celebrity. People were literally cheering him on in the jail cells and there. And it's not really, they don't really give a shit about him. And that was the thing that was going in this movie, that they don't really care about you. That's what Catherine Keenan said. You don't really care about you. They care about the Joker.
Yeah.
And the Joker is not you. Joker it really is a split personality. And this movie's kind of left it ambiguous, where it's like Joker really is just a split personality, or just really Arthur.
Honestly, I'm pretty confident it's just Arthur. I don't think the Joker was ever a true split personality.
Maybe it's something. Maybe it's just something he was just so in pain.
Yeah, I think
that he just really is went in for. I think
that's just him like momentarily breaking down and reacting.
Yeah,
to
it
things.
was a breakdown. Joker was even when he killed Murray, that was a breakdown. He just couldn't take it no more. Yeah. And he had his breaking points in this movie too, because people just keep pushing him to his limit.
Oh, they always do.
But this time he didn't budge.
Yeah.
The first movie he budged because he had more freedom. Now he's locked up, so he really couldn't just react the way he would react. You know,
he has a lot more restrictions. Yeah. He really can't. He physically can't do a whole lot.
So if you want to see Joker kill shit, it's not in this movie.
No. That's not what the movie's about, and frankly, that's not even what the first movie was about either. So I know. So you really shouldn't have been expecting that.
It's not. These are character studies.
Yes.
And these is kind of like the themes and motifs under this, pretty much is an allegory of like how we treat people in society. Mm-hmm. That are at a certain level.
Yeah, Because
world.
the first movie was content with just blaming society, and this movie extends that, like, no, we are part of society, and we are also to blame.
Society creates these problems, but the people also create these problems too, because the way we project ourselves and idolize these people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's just like politics. We care more about the image than what you actually doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For us, you know what I'm saying? And they also, and a lot of other shows and movies get into that about how politics are being mismanaged and how the world's being mismanaged and how they're the problem, but we're also the problem as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's pretty much all about, like, whatever. I think I lost the thread, but it's pretty much it pretty boils down to, like, it's on two ends. The people and the people in charge.
Yeah.
We're all to blame. The first one was about the people, the higher ups.
Yes.
Now it's about the people. You also contribute to the problem as well. We're both the problems.
Yes.
We both have to shape ourselves. Mm-hmm. It's not just about, oh, fuck the man, fuck the system. What are we doing?
Yeah.
The man in the mirror. What are we doing to change things too? Because we're not helping.
No, we're not. We're just we're pointing fingers, we're blaming, but we're not helping.
Exactly, because we're not helping either. Because now we look at this person and now we're just obsessed with this person. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But we're not really obsessed. Well, but we're not really obsessed with the person. We're obsessed with the idea of what we think that person is. We're really obsessed with ourselves, and we're projecting ourselves into this idea of what this person is.
Oh, that's
where this person
what
is
happens.
when after this coming a shell of himself. Mm-hmm. And that's the whole point of, like, the final scene in the courtroom. Like, I'm just really me. The Joker's fake. The Joker's not real. I'm just me. And people don't really like me. People like Arthur. And Arthur was buying into it in the movie. Mm-hmm. He was buying into this idea. You know what I mean? That he was a Joker. Even to the point where he really went full Joker in one of the courtroom scenes. Yeah. But then that got peeled back. I just wish there was a little more of... I just wish they made it work a little more. Because it kind of felt like one scene he was full Joker. The next scene is like, you know...
Yeah. They could have handled that a little better. But the scenes where he did have Joker as performance were done very well.
Yeah, I mean, Joaquin kills it. Joaquin kills it, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what we think about this movie. I personally think that the critics are being very, very grimy with these scores.
Audience is
very harsh. And audience
just
too.
as harsh.
Critics and audience are really coming down this movie, and it is a good movie. Yeah. It's a pretty damn good sequel. It really completes the arc of Arthur Fleck. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just that the first movie I didn't really like too much at the first time because I was expecting a Joker origin story. He broken down to the point where he broken down by society to the point where he becomes this insane fucking killer and crime boss.
That like half happened.
And I wanted it, which it did, but it kind of happened at the very last because the whole thing was building up to it when I wanted it to kind of be he becomes Joker and what he does with that.
Yeah.
You know
honestly, this movie makes you appreciate the first one more because it totally solidifies that this movie is about this character study and not about that.
Exactly. And people are not going to like that because we want to see the fucking Joker at work.
Yeah.
But these movies are really not Joker. It probably would be better if they just called them Arthur, close movie Arthur, and take the whole Joker aspect out of it. But it's about Arthur. Yeah, I just feel like, this you take the whole Joker aspect out of it because if you have expectations of a Joker movie, this is not it. This is not a Joker origin story. This is not a Joker origin story. This is an Arthur Fleck origin story.
Yeah, just like the first one, it just takes names and characters and doesn't really give them personality traits that really go that far with them.
Yeah, and we could be upset about it, but it really all boils down to
this is an alternate universe.
Anyway. Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
It's IP.
Fine.
We can do whatever we want with it. You know what I mean? We own it. We could change it. We don't have to do everything verbatim. We could do a whole different route with it. We can make Batman a fucking sex trafficker. Oh, we can do everything the hell we want. Shit, we made Oswald Cobblepot an Italian gangster at this point, or Irish gangster. Yeah. You know what I mean? In the Penguin show, which I haven't yet to watch yet.
And we also made him
a woman. Oswald.
Yeah.
We do the hell we want.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you mean Oswald?
If you want authentic to the comics, then read the fucking comics.
Yeah, they're still making them. Go fucking read them. But that being said, that's our 2 cents. Please support good movies in theaters. If you're interested, 80. Fuck it.
80?
Yeah, 80.
Why only 80?
I liked it, but I didn't love it, just like the first one.
Okay. Well, for me, I'll probably give it 85. I think I like it better than the first one, in my opinion, actually. The musical numbers really weighed it down. As I already said earlier, should have been a little. The musical score should have been more original. Better singing performances. Lady Gaga kind of let me down because you come off from Stars Born and being an excellent artist to doing this, kind of a letdown. So yeah, that was a big letdown. And certain things could have been, the pacing could have been done a little better, like maybe like a little more transition from Arthur becoming more Arthur and less Joker. You know what I mean? Like, but overall, still solid sequel damn good sequel, and it really completes the arc of Arthur, and it brings it to a close.
Turns this into a solid duology.
Yeah, this is a solid sequel. Probably one of the best sequels of the modern era. So, yeah, scores are fucked up and wrong here.
Yeah, don't listen to all these people like, oh, 30.
Yeah, they did it with Halloween Kills too, man. Like,
no, Halloween Ends.
Halloween Ends, sorry. They do Halloween Ends too. Like, they just didn't get the fucking movie at all.
No, they just like, we want this, and this isn't what I want, so fuck it.
Studios keep doing this. People will fucking get in their senses. People will understand.
But studios don't want to do this because it makes them lose money. Anyways, if this movie interests you, go see it in the theater, support your local movie theater, and hit the like, subscribe button. We catch you next time for the next video.
Great. Let's do it. See you guys. Later.